welcome back to this sewing series, how I've been making it work for the last 4 years while watching little ones and sewing all of these garments. I want to talk today about some helpful tools, and these might be helpful even if you're not sewing with little ones at your feet, but they're just some helpful tools that I've acquired over the years that I want to share with everybody. So first of all, well, I've said this before, a baby carrier is a super helpful tool. I go into some more detail in some previous videos, but yeah, if you do have a little one, a baby carrier is huge. And whether you have a little one or not, a sewing caddy can be a huge tool. I recently purchased one when Daisy was a newborn. So for my first two, I didn't have a sewing caddy. And really with your first baby, you can kind of leave things wherever, right? Until that first baby gets mobile. You can just leave something there and it stays there. But as that child gets mobile, then things just disappear here and there, and it can be unsafe, especially if it's like scissors or something, you know. So I like to have a sewing caddy now that I've got 3. It's kind of a necessity. I keep all of my handwork in this sewing caddy. That way I'm ready to go when the opportunity presents itself, those magical 5 minutes that I talked about in previous videos. When that presents itself, I'm ready just to pick up my sewing caddy. I've got all of the hand supplies for the current garments, you know, the fibers, threads, whatever, the buttons, needles, little hand scissors, all of that stuff. It's ready to go. That way if I'm under a sleeping baby, I can still do some hand sewing, or if they're playing on the floor, I'm just going to move my stuff from my sewing room into, you know, the floor so they can have some floor time. I can sit on the floor with them and do some hand sewing and watch them. So a sewing caddy is great, and even if you don't have little ones, it's great just to take and go. You know, I am filming this during COVID-19 times, but if we can remember to life before COVID-19, you used to be able to go places and you could go over to your friend's house for a sewing time. I used to do that back in Savannah. I have a dear friend in Savannah that I would go over there and I'd take some sewing stuff. This is way before I had children. I'd take sewing stuff over there and we would sit and gab, and I would do hand sewing and she'd have to do her machine sewing, and we would just have a good old time. So a sewing caddy is super helpful. It's much better than a Ziploc bag that I used to use. Another thing is a tray. This is going back to if you have little ones. A tray, little box, the concept is you put all your sharp instruments that you want to have next to your sewing machine, because as your kids, you know, as they grow out of being babies and into toddlers, it can become unsafe to have, you know, to leave your sewing scissors by your sewing machine, because even if you have a door on your sewing room, if you're lucky to have a sewing room and you have a door, you know, it only takes one time for that door to be left open, and your little one sneaks in, and then you don't let that happen. So what I like to do is I keep all of this in like a little tray or a box, the pins, anything sharp, and that way when I do my sewing time, I bring it down from like a upper shelf. I have all my supplies there, and then more than likely my sewing time gets cut short at a moment's notice. You know, somebody's unhappy or needs something or whatever, and I can pile all that back into the box quickly, put it back up, and I can be off and everything is safe. So then an embroidery hoop stand. You might find this helpful even when you don't have babies, because it does give you another pair of hands, but especially if you have little ones. An embroidery hoop stand, if you're into hand embroidery, this is a lifesaver because you can baby wear, and I've done a number of garments while baby wearing and having that little one fall asleep on you. You can do the little jiggle or the little, like, I like once they fall asleep to do the side motion, the sway, because then you can have more control with your hands. But regardless, having that embroidery hoop stand is a huge thing. I like to put it on a towel so it doesn't make any noise, and then I also put my scissors and stuff on a towel so it doesn't make any noise as I pick them up and down, because if I got a stubborn little one on me for obvious reasons. But yeah, that's a helpful tool to have. Also a lift desk. Now I have a lift desk, it's a little hydraulic thing that I got off Amazon, and I use this while I'm baby wearing and editing my videos for y'all and things of that nature, like while I'm doing computer work. But I could see this being helpful if you're doing handwork. I don't personally use it like that, but I want to present the idea to you in case you can kind of like, oh, that'd be so helpful in my life or whatever, because we all have different setups and lifestyles and things like that. So those are my helpful tools. I have other helpful videos in this series, this sewing with baby series that I've got going on. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching and I hope to catch y'all next time.